What the frig is going on YouTube? I'm back. A little bit different video today. We're up here just chilling. Up on this view. Overlooking Salt Lake. Freaking beautiful. Yeah, definitely a little bit different of a video. Man, it's gonna be real. It's gonna be a vulnerable ass video. Excuse my language. I gotta stop swearing too. I've just been lost recently, bro. Like, I've had no direction, no deep meaning, deep purpose. I've been working towards my goals every day, and like, I've still been making progress, and I've still been doing the dues, but I've just had no purpose, no like, I don't even know how to explain it. And I had some family stuff happen, and it just like changed how I've overlooked. Yeah, this is kind of probably like a freaking TikTok or Instagram, but I don't really care. Just changed the way that I look at everything. Like, we always take things so much for granted. And we live in a world where we always want more. We always feel like we need more. I love the saying of like the guy in the private yacht. Wait, no, backwards. The guy in the hospital that's paralyzed wishes he had his legs to walk. The guy that's walking wishes he had a bike to ride. The guy on a bike wishes he could afford the train. The guy on the train wishes he had his own car. The guy that has his own car wishes he had a little bit nicer of an SUV. The guy with the SUV wishes he had a Ferrari. The guy with a Ferrari wishes he had a Bugatti. The guy with the Bugatti wishes he had a private jet. The guy with the private jet wishes he had a private yacht, and so on. Like, there's always room for improvement or more. You can always get more. But at what point do you get enough? Like, at what point do you feel internally satisfied? And I was just thinking about it, like, how can you be satisfied in every situation you're in but still want more? Like, how can I do that? How can I become satisfied with what position I'm in right? Not satisfied. How can I become extremely grateful for what position I'm in and the things that I have and the things I've accomplished and overcame? But how can I also be extremely desirable and extremely hungry to want more? And it's really just taking a step back and looking, like, I'm talking about how God has put all these things in place for me, and just the things in general. The things in general, like, look back at all the things that you've accomplished and all the things that you've got, but also understand that you were in the position once where you didn't have it, and so when you were in that position, you wanted it. And there is so many people that are like that right now that don't have that one thing that you probably take for granted. And I'm talking more on a bare scale, like food, water, a roof over your head, shoes, like the ability to shower, the ability to lay down on a bed, and you can take this even, like, you could go all the way down, like the ability to walk. Like, there's so many people that wish they could do the things that you do and take for granted every day. And I've always had a battle really my whole entire life, even from a kid, I've always had a battle of how do I be grateful for everything? It's like impossible. How do I be grateful for every single thing? How do I be grateful for toes? Like, how do I have, like, there's some people that don't have toes that wish they had toes. There's some people that can't grow a mustache at all and wish they could grow a mustache. And I complain about my mustache all the time, like, on a stupid level. Like, but there's just so many things that we always just take for granted, and I just don't understand. I just think I need to be more grateful. Is my thing, and I'd encourage you guys to do the same, because you can never be too grateful. And looking back, going to the God part, the second part, looking back on my future, I was condemned in today a way that I've never been before. I don't know the last time that I cried. I don't know. Maybe like a small tear here and there somewhere. I don't know what it was today. It's a Sunday, too. I was scrolling, and I know the events that happened. I was scrolling, and I saw a TikTok of a guy that graduated this year high school. He graduated high school in 2026. And he was talking about how there was a person that didn't graduate with him that he wishes was there, that he got left behind. And the guy he was talking about was homeless in high school, and in school he didn't have a place to sleep, didn't have food for days, didn't have a place to shower. Came and transferred high schools to a new school, the 1.8 GPA, didn't know what he was doing, couldn't do anything, and graduated with a 3.5 GPA at the high school. And he's now on the podium talking, and the guy was talking about himself. And I think I cheered up a little. I was like, this guy went through high school homeless. He didn't have a home. He slept on concrete. He slept on the floor with no food for days in high school. And then God just put something on me that I couldn't hold back, bro. It just started pouring out, and I was just so disgusted with myself for how much I've taken advantage of God, and I've been so ungrateful. I looked around at all the things that I had laying around my room, how many extra pairs of shoes I had, how much extra clothes I had, the house that I live in, the life that I live, and I was disgusted with myself. I couldn't stop crying. I was like, I'm a terrible person. Look at all these things God has given to me, and I keep taking advantage of him, and I keep sinning. And I was like, what am I doing? And he just put this thing where I just couldn't stop crying. I was like, it was making me sick to my stomach. And I've never felt more condemned in my life, and I understood that I need to change right now. I need to change right now before he takes it all away from me, which he can still do and teach me a lesson in that. But I was sick to my stomach. And I wanted to share it with people and share my life and be real. But also, I'm sure there's people that are in the same boat, that they've probably been off and on with God, with Jesus, having a relationship, studying the Bible, doing devotionals, praying, reading scripture, everything. Like, been off and on. And I want to make a pledge to myself today that I want to read the scripture every single day. I wrote out 3 or 4, I can't remember, 3 or 4 scriptures because I only went to church a couple times, but one thing that stuck with me from church is love God, love your neighbor, and the rest will follow. And so I've wrote scriptures for loving God, loving your neighbor, and having faith in God. I wrote scriptures for those, and I want to read those every single morning. And I'm committing myself to doing this. So I'd also commend you guys to do the same thing, or not commend. I would encourage you guys to do the same. And I also just wanted to talk about just being more grateful and sharing my story today of how I felt. Like, dude, there's so many things, like everything. I guess there's not even so many things, it's everything. Everything you have, there's someone else in the world that doesn't have it, that wishes they had it. Everything. Like, not even on the body. This tree right here. There's someone that lives in a place that doesn't have a tree, that will never get to see a tree, that would die to see a tree. They would love to see green plants. Like, we just live in such an ungrateful world, in such a hateful world. Like, we should be nice to each other and start giving back. Like, that's really all you can do. There's not enough time in the day to get upset about what someone said or be mean to someone else or any of that crap. So that's about it. Hope you guys have a freaking great rest of your week. It's Sunday right now, Sunday evening, so set yourself up, prepare, get ready for a big week. Have a good week. Yeah, freaking love you guys. God bless.